In this video exercise, we're going to discuss different formatting options. Now here we have some different types of data. Now how to use these data or why we are using it, I'm going to show you, and we'll start with the Home tab. Now if I go on the Home tab, if you see this, it says bold as B, so you can use it to bold your text. I'm going to use the next one. This is Italic, and it's basically changing it to Italic version. Then I'm going to use Underline. This is basically underlining the text you're selecting. We also have different types of fonts here. You can change it to anything you want. I'm going to change it back, and then you can change the font size from here. Anything you can use. Now this increase the font size, and this one decrease the font size. If we come down, now from here you can choose color to fill the whole box, which color you want, and this is basically to color the text. Now if you need to know more formatting options in this, you can also use, by click on this corner, it says font settings, and it also tells you how to customize your text. Now the same options you're having, but you're just looking at some more options here. Bold, and then you can increase or decrease the size of your font. You can go and put some effects on your text, strike through, superscript and subscript. Alright, now also if you see there is a border here, we will discuss it in the end of the video, what it does. Now let's do another technique here. I'm gonna see the wrap text, and wrap text means it, as it says here, wrap extra long text into multiple lines so you can see all of it. If you see this Microsoft Excel, in the same cell, it basically wrapping the text. Now if I move it back, and then we have merge and center, so it basically puts the text in the center, and it also merges the text into another cell. We have also align, like the aligning lines here, like if you can align the text to the right side, you can align it into the center, and you can align it to the left side. These are basically the word techniques you have. Obviously this is also Microsoft Excel, so they're using the same techniques. Now again, for more alignment options, if we click on this corner box, now this is going on alignment now. If you need to do advanced alignment, you can play with it and you can see how your text changes. You can see our Microsoft Excel text is changing upside down. And I'm going to move it back. And I can wrap text from here as well. I can merge cells here. And then the text direction I can give as well. Okay, now there are different, if you see or if you notice, there are different techniques here. The same one, the font you could use there. And then we have also number technique here. Now this number techniques is basically based on different type of data. Now the data I put here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just a random number I took. Now let's change it to some different techniques. This is basically the number format, the same advanced techniques we were using on that window. This is a number format. Now there are different options: general, number, currency, accounting, short date, because Excel wants to know these numbers you're using in which reference. Now let's look at this. This is basically the currency accounting number format sign. That means you want to change the value into $sign. You can do it from here as well. And there is a shortcut to do this, which is Control, Shift and 4. And if you basically use that Control, Shift and 4, it will basically change it. Now this option basically decrease decimals. Sometimes sometimes you have decimal, and or it rounds the value as well. If you see here, I'm going to adjust it. Now the other thing over here is that the negative number you're using, it basically shows in brackets. And I'm going to use Control Shift and number 4 again, or I can use this option. Okay, now our date option here, you have a lot of different options to see how you can display the date. Now with date options in different countries, they want to display it differently. Now our date option says here as the month and then date and then year. But let's say if I want to change it, I can go click on that corner of the number. From here, if you go on date, you can choose whichever way you want the date to display. You can see 14th March or 2012, or you can go down. We can change it to March 12th. Now see, the same thing is February 2014. It's coming in a different way. If we change it back, okay. Now there are custom options as well here, and you can choose in which displaying manner you want your date to be. So over there it's coming as a sample, and here you can choose, let's say, date and month. It's coming as 19th February, or you can choose month and year. And you can also show different options like AM, PM. You can also show that these are the options for currencies. And you can also use all these options and see how your number changes, and it's very self-explanatory. Now also, this is the currency, that how many decimal places you want your currency to show. If you notice here, I'm using those numbers, I'm adding it, and then it's also showing the currency in different manner. And the negative number we picked, so it basically shows in terms of banking, it shows in brackets. You can choose your symbol from here. There are different symbols. Choose whichever you want, and you can play with that. Now we have some accounting signs here with symbol, $sign, or there are some other languages which I don't speak, so you can choose those. Then we have percentage, and you can see the decimal places again we can use here. So there are a lot of different options in this one, and it's pretty advanced. I mean, we don't go into this every time, but if you need it, you can use it. Now this is basically the format painter button. If you notice, what it does, that it basically copy the format of that cell and it pastes the format into another cell. Luckily you have Microsoft Excel in both cells, but let's say if I want to copy or paste this format in these cells, see now it's showing the same format in these cells, so it's pasting the same format. Okay, and I can also basically go to the border. I wanted to discuss that. Now this is basically the bottom borders, or you can use any of those options, top border, left border, right borders, and it changes the border of that cell. Now these are a lot of different techniques, and there's some other techniques we have told you in our last Excel. You can also see how the border is changing in this one. Plus, when we do our other exercise, we will basically, with those exercises, we'll talk about different techniques as well. See you in the next video. Hopefully this helped you.